We're starting to run out of steam. But first, let me ask you for your name and what you do for the Denver community.
I go by as DJ Kdot the Party. I am a cop watcher, civil rights pro activist, and the reason why I say pro activist is because we don't wait for things to happen. We don't react. We are proactive. We are at traffic stops. We are at governmental buildings, and we are there to make sure that corruption doesn't start. And then that's where we begin the training as far as either cops and all government employees. As far as, okay, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to hold your hand on the fire. So that's why I say we're proactionists. Proactive.
That's really interesting. So when you talk about training police or trained government officials, what are you trying to get them to learn? How in what ways are you trying to educate them?
Give them just actual live scenarios. I mean, this is on the spot training. As far as not just making sure that people's rights aren't violated when it comes to filing for a request. Making sure what the protocols are those, because a lot of those employees don't know what the process is. They're taught to say, oh, we'll just fill it out on the internet. No, You need to fill it out so you can read it, so it's legible, so we can get that request, that footage, or those particular reports in. Not only that, but when it comes to traffic stops, we also need to. We're also teaching police how to interact with the public in a positive way. And my goal is to make sure that the citizen and the police officer leave safely. And at all my interactions, whether I was arrested or not, both of those entities happened. Nobody was harmed.
That's excellent. And so it sounds to me also like you're showing up on the scene with a camera, so you're giving officers First Amendment training. Have you had any issues with filming the police?
Absolutely. Denver District 5. The first time I was arrested, I was literally arrested outside 2 feet away from the entrance as far as filming the police station for no reason. So they have a sign for all Denver police stations stating that no one is allowed to videotape or record inside the district, whatever district police station in Denver is. But I was never inside. I was outside the whole entire time, just pretty much just asking a question. Obviously, the lady police officer was irritated and I was arrested.
Can I ask what the charges were and what kind of repercussions have come from it? I mean,
absolutely. So the charges were unlawful conduct outside of or on public property. Unlawful conduct on public property. So, which is crazy, right? So the charges were dropped March 3rd of 2020. So we're currently in litigation with them right now. So we're just standing by. You know, litigation takes some time, and I definitely will update you on future things.
So let me ask you about Eric Brandt. First, tell me, how you encountered Eric Brandt, how you initially perceived him in Denver. What were your first impressions of Eric?
Well, the first impression of Eric Brandt was like, oh, this cat is for real. Like, he's a character. But so many people see that particular side, but they don't see the loving side of Eric Brandt. He's a really genuine. He takes care of his friends. He's a genuine person, and he's the Godfather. Period. I said it first. Not first, but I'm the one who said it. He's the Godfather, and you don't get a hold of Eric Brandt, he gets a hold of you, and that's exactly what happened with me. He got a hold of me. I don't know how he got a hold of me, but he got a hold of me as soon as I was released from jail from the first time I got arrested. So yeah.
Wow. So did he call you?
He did. He called me. Eric called me on the phone. And was like, hey, this is Eric Brandt. I'm like, Eric Brandt? What the hell? He's like, I'd love to take you to lunch. I wasn't able to go to lunch with him, but actually the first time and the last time I met him was before, maybe I think a week before he had was sentenced to prison, or jail. Yeah, Eric Brandt is the Godfather. Simple. Godfather of cop watching. Simple as that. He has many case laws. As far as that, especially within Denver and Aurora and other places as well, where I'm from, Aurora, Colorado. And yeah, Eric Brandt is the Godfather. Simple as that.
Beautiful. Let me ask you another question. You heard about Eric's sentencing, right?
I did.
So first, tell me what you thought of what he was charged, like what the speech that he made, what your honest perception of that was, and then tell me what you thought of his sentence.
Okay, so I thought the sentence was incredibly harsh. If I can be totally honest, I ain't gonna lie, he got sentenced like a black dude. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I mean, just for speech. Now, would I have said it like that? No, that's just me. But Eric Brandt is Eric Brandt, and I'm me, and we're totally different people. But I respect the work that he's done, and the platform he's even allowed me to be on to share with, to also have the opportunity to educate people as well. 12
years for words from someone who doesn't have a violent record. Why do you think he got a sentence like that?
Well, he's a machine that was defected and went against them. You know, when you're a rebel, naturally, and you don't go against the rules, we got to get rid of you. So it was like a mob hit, simple as that. And I mean, you go against the system, and like I said, it's a system. It's a systematic system. When you go against that, then you're even worse. So it's kind of like if a white person stands up for a black person, right? And then in the racist days, we're still racist. It's still racist days. When they were more proud to be racist, I would say, they were called an end lover, right? So it's kind of like that same scenario for him, because he's doing it for the system. It was set up to be racist. It was set up. The first police officers were known to be slave catchers. You know, they had the star badge, they had cuffs, and they had cages, and they didn't have no problem throwing us in it. And not only that, people also need to understand that white supremacy don't like white people either. Just regular white people. It's only for the elite white people, and people need to understand that. So, and the thing is, I go off of history, not history, period.
So do you think the white power structure didn't like that?
Say that again?
The white elite power structure just couldn't handle it. It didn't like Eric.
No, absolutely not. No, you talking way too much, dude. You talking way too much. We gotta get rid of you. So why not use the black judge to reverse it, right? To be like, oh, well, we're gonna use kind of like Tim Scott and the whole qualified immunity. Oh, we're gonna put the black face on it, and so it doesn't seem that bad. It's not a white face in front of it. So we're gonna use the black puppet to manipulate the crowd of the masses, and that's how we're gonna trick them. And so that's exactly what they did with Eric Brandt.
I think you're absolutely right, and that is a point that
What's your relationship like with her? Talk about how you got to know him.
when you got to know him.
Man, I got to talk to him. I didn't even know he was like an ordained minister. I thought that was pretty dope. You know, we talked a lot on the phone. I did I would say maybe my third interview with major news network, and his name is Brian Moss. And I asked Eric Brandt about him, and he was like, Brian Moss is a solid dude. So, you know, him being the Godfather, you know, I'm gonna ask, you know, just for advice, because he's gonna tell me if the dude's solid or not. And Brian Brian Moss, me and him have a good relationship. Eric Brandt, he's taught me a lot about cop watching, what not to say, what to say. He's also admitted that, I made a lot of mistakes, but those were the mistakes that you guys can learn from so you guys don't do it. So he never put himself as far as putting the starlight on him. He always wanted to see other people grow. You know what I'm saying? Other channels grow. He always shared my stuff. He was always on my lives. He always commented. He always supported. He always mirrored my stuff, especially for my safety. When it came to police interaction or just regular lives. And I appreciate Eric. We miss you, man. Free the guy. So.
Guys, just one more thing. So, you mentioned the lives and, using lives for safety. For people who don't have a YouTube channel and don't cop watch, can you explain that? Like, I understand what you meant when you said it, but I think your average Joe isn't going to know what you mean.
Okay, so we go, it's when it gets a little intense, all cop watchers know to go live, because the thing is, police will try to manipulate and try to take your video, take your camera phone from you, or turn your GoPro or whatever recording device from you. But the thing is, if you go live, what happens is you have tons of witnesses, and it's already out there in the world. So that person's sharing it, that person's sharing it, that person's sharing it. So they can't deny it, and it's all over the internet, and they can't go to everybody's phone and be like, oh, I got to delete this. No, you can't. It's already out there. And honestly, to tell you the truth, that's what helped me with my case. I actually went live when I got arrested, not on YouTube, but on Facebook. And so, yeah, so that definitely helped me. So when I have these discussions with my my black counterparts, my black constituents, they're saying, you're crazy, and we don't do that. We don't mess with, that's our culture. We don't mess with the police like that. We do not mess with them. So we make it home. That's what we're taught. We're taught to make it home. You understand? And so the thing is, when I get comments from white counterparts that saying, oh, well, he's an angry black man. No, I'm just tired. And when you're tired, that's when you really start to step up and be like, okay, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you get tired, it's the same thing that goes for the wonderful Harriet Tubman. She could have just escaped and would have been cool. No, she went back and got them. And let's be very clear. The very first cop watchers were the Black Panthers. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. And that's before they had guns. They were at traffic stop writing notes down and stuff. They didn't have cameras, but they were watching, they were documenting all those type of things. But then they were like, all right, when we getting our asses whooped, we got to have guns. And so that's when they became they had the guns. So the first cop watcher entity was the Black Panthers. So if anything, the white counterparts is joining the ride. So
standing on the shoulders of those giants.
Thank you.
Eric understood that, and understood that it was, he had white privilege in his case.
Yeah, I think he used his superpower. White privileges, and white people don't need to get offended when we say y'all got privilege. That's a superpower. You can use it for either evil or you can use it for good. And why not be on the right side of history? So he used his superpower, and he didn't care who it was. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have to reach out to me. He didn't. He's Eric Brandt. He didn't have to reach out to me, and he reached out to me, and he showed me nothing but love. So I gotta automatically show that. And like I said, I don't know what his relationship with other people is. I don't know. It ain't none of my business. But between me and him, he's solid. He's always been solid to me. He's always been good to me, and he's always given me really, really good advice. And he just said, just authentically, unapologetically be you. And that's what I'm doing.